Look, like many of you, I attended this year's NAWCQ, and it was amazing. I went with two other friends, and we had a blast. Played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh!, had a lot of fun back at our hotel, and overall the experience was great. Now, while I could just tweet or post about my experience on social media, I decided it'd be a lot more fun if I had recorded my experience there and then uploaded it here for you all to see. We had a very eventful weekend, as there were many side events, and I never actually qualified for Nats, as I hadn't topped in RCQ or won an OTS championship leading up to this, so I was essentially just going in there blind with my Yubel Fiendsmith deck, a very good deck for the event, and just hoping I would win one of the LCQs to qualify for Nats, but understanding that there was a lot of side events to go to, so it really wasn't the end of the world if I didn't. Like many of you, or not, if you were part of the unfortunate people that had their flights delayed, God bless you all, I woke up at the very early morning of Thursday. Obviously we needed to get there before Friday to meet the LCQ requirements of, I believe it was 9 when they opened up that day. So I woke up at, I believe, 5 in the morning. So I had to be up very early on Thursday, and thus begins our adventure. Hello fellow duelists and all those that watch this channel. Like many of you, I am off to the NAWCQ soon. This is just the day before. I believe it's like a 10 or 11 or something. And yeah, my flight to Austin, Texas is like at 9 or so. And I'm waking up at 4 for the busing service. That's going to take me there courtesy of my friend Rudy, who is also coming with. He's playing branded, so wish him luck. Usually I'm never happy to see FTKs in the form of Gimmick Puppet, but in this case, I'm gonna let it slide. It's the homie. I'm getting ready to go to bed right now, and yeah, I'll go ahead and record in the morning when I wake up, which is gonna be like in 5 hours, because I'm gonna be up at 4 in the morning in Phoenix time, because I'm here in Arizona. And yeah, I guess best of luck to the rest of you, even though this will probably come out after the event is said and done, and I am back home to edit this. But yeah, I will see you guys in the morning, or I guess when I wake up in a little bit. What are your thoughts on this?
Oh, I'm gonna win? Yeah, that's what I do. That win.
This guy's playing Brandon. Puppet Lock. He has no shame. He's Puppet Lock.
The format.
So, I don't know if you'd heard about this, but like Infinite Forbidden has these new cards coming out, right?
No, Infinite Forbidden's not legal.
Look at this guy.
Yeah.
Shameless branded player, always. At this point, we had gotten to the airport and most of our journey there was already done. Obviously, we still had to go on the airplane, fly to Texas, get to our hotel, all that jazz. But for the most part, our journey was halfway complete. However, there was a lot of waiting that needed to happen, as in an attempt to get there early and not miss our plane, we had gotten there, I think, almost 5 hours earlier than we needed to. So a long wait in the terminal was ahead of us. We made it to our gate. How you feeling, Rudy?
Good.
That's great.
Feeling pretty awesome.
Alright, well,
we have to wait for 3 hours.
I was gonna say, our plane is not until like 9:38. It is 6 right now, so we have a lot of time to kill. I would joke that we could play Yu-Gi-Oh on the floor, but that that sounds only a little irresponsible. Just
no,
a tad.
absolutely not. That will not be happening under any circumstances.
Okay. Well, we will get food. I'm not gonna lie, all these places are pretty mid or just not open. So we're gonna see what happens and hopefully we can get something. If not, junk food exists. As long as you erase that first word, it'll get us there.
Yeah.
We found lunch. What did we get, Rudy?
Oh, lunch? No. Breakfast.
Sorry, breakfast. I'm very much like used to waking up past 12. So you know what? I just call everything lunch and it works out.
Everything is lunch.
We got this place called the Wildflower. It's one of those like weird airport lunch things. I said it again. You know what? It works enough.
It's gonna be mid. That's what it's gonna be. Mid.
It looks pretty good. What's the verdict? Yeah, that sounds about right. We're gonna eat this and then try to pass time for the next 3 hours, and then we'll be in Texas. So we're almost done.
It doesn't ever end.
He's lying. There's 30 minutes until we board, and then another 30 minutes, and then we leave.
It's never over. The nightmare never stops.
we will be there soon. The worst part is we did our booking for the hotel at 4. We're gonna get there at 2. Yeah, it's gonna be a 2-hour lull period where we're just doing something. I don't know.
We could try and check in early.
I hope so. I think it's worthwhile. If there's nothing else, we just stay at like the reservation area.
I mean, it's a 15-minute drive, so how long of a walk could it be is an option, but I don't think I really want to walk.
Neither do I. We'll find out. I'm willing to split an Uber with you. That sounds like a bit more fun.
Yeah.
Almost. We are finally boarding. It has been 3 hours since we've gotten here, and thankfully we're starting to board. It's going to be another 2.5 hours for the actual plane ride. See Rudy in the back there. Put my thumb there. I'm group 6, he's group 9, so haha. That's what you guys for playing branded. And yeah, we'll be there soon. Almost there, almost at the hotel, and then we will have a smooth rest of the day before LCQ start tomorrow. But until then, we got a 2.5 hour plane ride, and it's not going away anytime faster. See you there. So, after a very long and somewhat unnecessary wait in the terminal, we boarded our plane and off to Austin we went. And everything went fine. Thankfully, we were not part of the crew who had their flights canceled, very unfortunately. So we were able to get there in the time that we wanted, which was pretty nice. We then got a taxi from the airport and made our way to the hotel. The hotel was actually 3 stars, but you would not know that by looking at it. It was actually pretty nice. And we made it to our hotel. It's pretty quaint, this thing. They ironically have like a really good table for Yu-Gi-Oh! Look at this thing. Like, it's unironically like...
This is for the solo
Like, the tables at the NAWCQ are probably going to be this size, like, low-key.
Yeah, that's for solo testing.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's when you're, like, doing games.
This is the bedroom.
Oh, is this MTV Cribs?
Yeah, this is the bedroom. It's a bed.
It has a room.
Come over here. There's the sink and the closet. I used to be in here a long time.
So there's a shower in there, or
there's
a shower just separate here. I'm saying, why is it separate?
Oh, so that people can use the sink while someone's in the bath. It's a 5-person room. 5 people, by the way, fit in this apparently.
I guess so. I mean, well, there's only gonna be 4 people here in total, so.
Yeah. I mean, hey, what if we have the 5th over for a party?
True, right? Who's our 5th?
I think this rolls out. This is a bed.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well. I guess we're gonna stall time until our other friend gets here. That's gonna be at 11. We don't actually need to be doing anything for right now, just because the last chance qualifiers are at 9 tomorrow. So we do have to be a little bit earlier for that to be able to eat and then go there in time. Well, at least I do, because you know, he already has his invite. But otherwise, yeah, we're just gonna kill time. Probably gather ourselves, and at some point when the boredom hits us, we'll play more rounds of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because you know, what else are we to do?
Yeah, exactly.
After nestling into our home for the next 3 days, we decided it was food time. We decided the first meal we would eat for the first day was going to be pizza. Pizza! We got pizza. As we had me, my friend Rudy, and our other friend Delaney, who was showing up later that evening. So we figured a box of pizza, and I don't think we got breadsticks, but the box of pizza was enough to feed all of us. After that, we played a quick couple rounds of Yu-Gi-Oh! And then finally our friend Delaney came. Alright, so it's a lot later in the night. One of our other friends came over. You want to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Delaney.
Yeah.
Nice to meet y'all.
They're playing Gimmick With It, so that's going to be pretty interesting. It's an FTK strategy, and you know, it works. I feel it's both kind of nuts, so it'll be pretty cool. Rudy is fast asleep. I want to say it's like 10 or 11. We got to get up at like 7 to both eat and get ready, and then come time for 9 o'clock will be the LCQs, and hopefully we can perform. I'm feeling more or less confident with it. I'm getting more in tune with these Fiendsmith cards, and I'm hoping that I can perform well with them. If nothing else, there is going to be a I forgot what it was. It's just like 2v2 duelist tournament. And Tag duels, yeah. And me and Rudy's whole plan is to get the nuttiest loving defender trigger possible and just try to wipe a field of like 20 monsters. So hopefully we can do it if I drop or if I succeed early enough. Yeah, now we will go to sleep, and hopefully in the morning we can be successful. The following morning we then woke up and found out that our hotel had a very amazing free breakfast. I mean, Listen, when we're talking free breakfast from hotels, usually they're like this really crude waffle maker and some like okay batter and then like maybe some sides with that. Like, they're usually not that good. This one was amazing. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I don't. It was top notch. I don't know what other way to put it than that. I was not expecting it to be that good, but it definitely gave me the energy I needed, as today was the LCQs, and I think, as I mentioned earlier, didn't qualify through RCQs, so I really needed to win one of these, and I was hoping that good breakfast would be a contributing factor to my success later that day. Breakfast eaten and a little bit of a change of hairstyle. I wanted my hair out of the way, but that might change since it's a bit colder. Eat some breakfast right now. That breakfast was actually damn good. If you saw my plate, it was like everything. It was like bacon, a waffle, strawberries, and like eggs. It's really good for like a free hotel breakfast. Usually those things are like pretty bad. So feeling pretty good after that. And all this stuff just to win. Safe to say, I was pumped. Between the free breakfast that was actually pretty cool, the aura being there around so many good Yu-Gi-Oh players, and the fact that I had bought myself a monster from 7-Eleven, which if you guys drink them, it is like a free power-up, I swear to God. I was very hyped and ready to get going. I just wanted to sling some cardboard, fight Fiendsmith Snake Eyes, full combo them, 5 hand traps against them, 6 card off the top, starter. I was ready. So ready that I locked in too early and I guess locked myself out of our hotel room. So I locked myself out of my room. I left the key in the room when I went in there to get the stuff that we needed. So that's cool. Rudy's coming up with a key right now and then he'll let me in. I feel very silly. I think I got this right now, that way is an issue later. With that fiasco out of the way, we finally went to the venue. I was once again greeted by Delaney and Rudy, I guess to give them proper introductions. And it was massive. There's a lot of people in that venue. The only other thing I've been to that's close to it was EVO of last year. Something else that I sadly didn't get to go to this year as it was happening the same weekend, though best believe next year, when I hope it happens in different months, I will be going to both of them. But just like with that last one, a staggering amount of people, not as much as EVO, given that fighting games are more popular than Yu-Gi-Oh, but still enough people to be taken aback and just admire how many duelists were in the same room together. It was very cool. With that out of the way though, there was nothing else to do but play in the LCQs. The way they worked is once the venue opened at 9, running until 2, they were just doing last chance qualifiers back to back to back to back. Essentially, anytime they had a judge open to judge the event and get them situated, they were doing them. They were firing them off like 5 at a time. As soon as LCQ1 had their players and ready to go, LC2Q was starting up and ready to go as well, and it went like that on a cycle from 9 to 2. I think they reached almost 200 players to enter to the event, so my lord, I cannot imagine how that must have been for both the judges judging those games, but also the people having to write up the registrations for the winners every single time they came back. So that was pretty cool. All that to say that if I'd lost any of my LCQs, there's a pretty good chance I was going to be able to go into another one to try to get another chance. Now, obviously, they end at 2, so the faster I nip it in the bud, the sooner I can A, not worry about it, but also most importantly, I can go do side events, because I believe those end at 4 or 5, and while 2 to 3 hours is a good enough time to get some stuff done, I really wanted to make sure that I got as many side events in my play belt as possible before we left. So I was either hoping to win early, or I guess go out trying. Just finished my first last chance qualifier, wearing a mask because I got grandparents at home, so I figured be responsible. First play was against Tenpai. I got beat, but it was because I didn't know how Mary Draco, or not Mary Draco, but how Hieratic Seal works, because I'm playing U-Bell Fiendsmith. Yeah, I got a Meru. The only issue is he did it before my normal summon with Hieratic Seal, so I could have normal summoned a Lurien hand and then beat over it since it was 0 attack 0 defense, because that's how Hieratic Seal works. I didn't know that, so I ended up not doing that, having to pass, and he just had too much follow-up. I died. It was close, it was 2-1 at the end, So the way these work is they are single elimination, but they're going to be running all the way until 2. So definitely a lot of time to still qualify. I just registered for another one. They call it 34 right now. I'm 36, so I'll be up here in a second. And yeah, I have a lot of faith. Like I shared with you the info with Hieratic Seal. I didn't realize that it summons the monster with 0 attack and defense, but that is okay. And yeah, I'm still very hopeful. I think we can get it. Very confident. We're going to be in Nats. See if we can make day 2. But first, we got to win the LCQ. So yeah, I'll be back with you guys once I have gotten my second Last Chance qualifier attempt. So yeah. So what can you do? Playing Yubel, I always forget that Koeki Mayor Draku is a card, which is hilarious right now because it's light and nerks, and against both this deck and things like Branded, it is basically an FTK. Didn't know that Hieratic Seal put it out with 0 attack and defense, I guess because it never comes up, but knowledge for the future now. However, as I mentioned before, definitely not over. They were running until 2. I believe we got to the venue around 9:30. I had lost first round, and these are single eliminations, so basically by 9:45 I was ready to go into the next one and had a lot more chances after that one. So I gathered myself, maybe might have gotten one of the $5 waters. Yes, the waters were $5. And then returned to registration to go to the next LCQ. Alright, so sadly could not record any of my individual time like between rounds, but I got it. Got my stuff. I played out of my mind. I think that's probably the best I've ever played in like a long ass time. One of the crazier parts was I was able to play through a skill drain, a full Snake Eye board, and Droll and Lockbird as my last round and match. It was insane. I played very, very well, and I'm loving the deck. I just wish it wasn't so oppressive because I love the combo ability of it. The player I was up against said it reminded him of Dragon Link. But yeah, I'm just super happy. I got qualified. I can breathe a little easier now. I can go off one of the side events since it's barely like 2 o'clock and there's still a lot more left to do. Rivalry sounds fun. Probably going to do the tag duels right now with Rudy. And yeah, I'm super pumped. I got my stuff. Really cool because I got the playmat for the regional qualifiers, the deck box, the sleeves, and the new map you get for registering for the event and showing up. So yeah, super excited. Probably gonna grab like quick snack, quick drink, regroup with Rudy and Delaney to see how they are doing. But yeah, super excited. I got my game, played out of my fucking mind. And yeah, let's hope I can keep this up for the regional, or not for the regional, for the national. Because now that the LCQ is won, our goal is day 2. So let's see if we can do that. I got it. Honestly, I have this very big tendency of going into these events with very high confidence and then it getting shut down very quickly. Up to this point, I had been grinding RCQs non-stop, whether it be in person whenever we had ones in Arizona, which we get like 1 per season, I swear to God, or the several online qualifiers through these side deck Discord tournaments. Each of these tournaments, I go in there, I'm thinking, yeah, I can do this. Top 16, I'm gonna get top 1. And then promptly go X3, drop, and then go do something else. However, for this LCQ, really wanted it, and I went into it with the same confidence, except this time I was playing Yubel Fiendsmith, and I got the win. With that out the way, and pretty early that I got that out the way, I was able to enjoy the rest of the event through side events. I went back to the registration booth to meet up with Rudy, who had been doing Winamat, as I believe the Winamat was either the Yugi Grandpa map or the Libromancer map, both of which are very cool. So I met back up with him at registration, where he was, I believe, waiting for another one, and we entered tag duel together to get the earlier goal of rocking Yubel. Rudy, what'd you do?
Win. No, I
If
didn't.
you're registered for last chance qualifier number 110.
We have been waiting for tag duel for like almost 30 minutes. Yeah, so we're showing now. We got our invite. I got an invite. He had his invite. Tomorrow the stuff starts at like, what'd you say, 10?
Yeah.
So we'll be there then. Otherwise, we're gonna have some fun. We're playing tag duel. We're gonna try to get the biggest proc of the Loving Defender you've ever seen. And then if we have time, I'm gonna do structure deck, and he's probably gonna do Winamat, because the Winamat for this regional is pretty cool. But yeah. Oh yeah, some celebrities here. We got Lucas Sacco, we got Yassine, we got Ryan Yu. It's pretty cool. He doesn't know who any of those guys are.
Actually, I think I know who you just seen it. But didn't something bad happen with that guy? Didn't something bad? I don't know.
I mean, he complains a lot, but no.
Does he?
Suffice to say, the rest of our day 1, or I guess day 0, was very fun. We did as many side events as we could, and then went back home to gear ourselves for the next day, which was going to be the main event. Very scary. Came back to the hotel after the 2v2. We almost got it, but the last game was against Yugioh NAWCQ, and we had to fight through a Snake Eyes on board, plus double Super Poly, plus double Imperm, and
Didn't go well. We opened no hand traps.
we couldn't do it. Now, well,
We had one book of Eclipse for not.
yeah, we had like one Book of Eclipse, which does nothing against like a fucking Link deck. And like
Well, no, it's fine. It's a Snake Eyes.
yeah. But regardless, we couldn't do it. I missed a trigger that maybe could have bought us a turn, but I don't think it really would have done anything in the end. Sadly, our friend Delaney could not get the invite. Went 3-1, had a very, very good position last game, and just, I mean, it happens, you brick. It is what it is. We played, what is it? We played a little bit of Smash Bros, a little bit of Mario Party. This fucker disconnected the Switch when I rolled a 10. Yeah, he's smiling. Look at this motherfucker's grin.
It's true.
So that was cool. You know what? We're doing a 30-round one, so
We have to continue it tomorrow.
exactly, we have 10 rounds left. So after this event tomorrow, we're gonna do that.
After we drop and die.
Right. So now the real challenge starts, right? Because now everyone's gonna have the Phoenix Fifth package. Now everyone's gonna have full power everything, and the games are gonna generally be harder.
Oh yeah, we're not playing against bad decks anymore.
Exactly. So a lot harder competition, but I think we are up for it. If we dropped, then I mean we'll just play
Time
the
to win some goddamn match.
exactly side event. I want to take home one of those giant cards. Rivalry Roller. It sounds fun.
It was fun.
He has an Edison deck. It's really bad, but it is an Edison deck. There
It's
is
not really bad.
there is a game plan, you know. So after a night of Smash Bros and playing Super Mario Party, we then went to bed and geared ourselves, steeled ourselves for the main event to come. You've just woken up. Went to go eat our breakfast. A little more than I thought I could eat, truthfully. So we poured orange juice on the rest of my waffle.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny. We still have about an hour to kill before the main event actually starts up, which is really weird because the venue opens up at 9.
Well, we don't know that necessarily.
I mean, it opened up at 9 last time. Why would it not open up at 9 again?
Long.
I guess we'll go find out. At any rate, we're probably going to go to 7-Eleven to get some snacks of some kind. I don't really know what we're going to grab. We're going to grab something. I've introduced this guy to anything that is not sparkling water, so that's cool. So we're going to go do that now. Hopefully this day goes well. If not, we're going to fuck up the side events. But day 2, baby. Day 2. That's the goal. We are now waiting. We got here about like 40 minutes early, some shit like that. So now we're just waiting for it to start.
Pretty
This
much.
guy is doing test hands on,
Yeah, on my phone.
On Phone DB.
It's not phone DB. It's better than that.
Show the interface. It is Phone DB.
Fine. Let me pull it up.
Hold on.
Look at this. It's crazy. It's so good.
It is just Phone DB. You draw Fusion? Oh, okay. Is that hand playable? Holy shit,
yeah, it
that
is.
hand is terrible, actually.
It's playable.
It's playable, but it's bad. After watching Rudy play what I can only describe as Phone DB, we then went to the main event. The main event went for basically the entire day's span. If you decided to play the entire thing, even if you went X4, which was the point at which you knew you weren't going to get day 2, then I believe it would have ended sometime around 5 or 6, so well after registration for the side events had ended. However, at any point you could drop out of the main event and then go play in the side events, which we did end up doing. However, before we can think about any side events, we had to play in the main event. We then got our pairings for the main event. Even though I mentioned that we got there 30 minutes early, they actually called pairings like, I want to say 20 minutes before round 1. Makes sense considering how big the venue was, but after getting our pairings through virtual, we went to go sit in our tables. I got placed in like the top 100 table, so that was pretty cool. It was also pretty easy to find, and once I did find my table, we sat down to play some Yu-Gi-Oh! I get the game 1. Oh, it sucks. I definitely have the winning line. Hurts a little bit because game 1 I won, game 2 I should have won, in game 3 I should have won as well. Admittedly I just didn't play well. I didn't think as far as ahead as I normally do, nor did I play as well as I can. Last game I had the stuff to make Appo, so I had the Sequence, Lacrima, and the Engraver with 0 attack, 0 defense Fiends and Graves, and I was under Droll and a Goat in the Grave. I know he had Pop Bar and 2 unknowns. And the play was to go into Beatrice, dump a U-Bell name, make Phantom, and then go into SP, burn for and then that way I had follow-up protected 2 different ways. I could do Black Goat on the Poplar, so he can't chain block if he has anything else, nor if it's his only normal summon, he doesn't do anything. But I didn't. I went into Appaloosa, called Poplar anyway, and he had Diabell Star, followed by an Ash. Well, yes, that combination is pretty brutal. I had ways to play around it. I was not thinking 3 things. So this is a learning experience, right? One, in a simplified game state, or when you have minimal options, I think the main thing is, can you have follow-up? Can you protect your follow-up? And can you stop your opponent's follow-up if they have any? These were 3 things I did not think about going to that game. And so what ended up happening is I didn't do any of those. I made an Appaloosa, playing around the one thing he had in hand, and not the other 2. So definitely on me. Game 2, I opened a little bit weird, and he, although I got him down to a little bit of health, I didn't make enough under skill drain to the point where he felt comfortable deactivating it with Diabell Star with follow-up, and I naively thought he was going to keep the skill drain, but better players accrue a bunch of extenders before they shut off their skill drain. So I should have preempted that and made a little bit more, maybe an SP here. I made a Phantom, maybe should have made a little bit more. Otherwise, I could have done better. But yeah, hopefully we have the next game. So, didn't win the game 1. Kinda sucks, as I had a lot of ways to win games 2 and 3 and simply did not see it. But I think it was a good experience, as it enlightened me as a player, to let me know that there is still a lot more I have left to learn in this game, which was a very happy thing for me, because if I know I can improve at something, I will keep pursuing it and it will keep being fun for me. After that, I played in Tenpai, won the game through what I can only imagine is luck, because my lord, is that deck scary to fight against, and then went to game 3. So game 3 is over and it was a draw. Not much to say. I'm just not playing good today. Yesterday when I played the LCQ, I was popping the fuck off. I was beating M boards left and right. I was doing my thing. That is not today. I have been misplaying at every single fucking turn, and probably a little upsetting to myself. As I mentioned in the video, I don't know what it was. I think it was probably fatigue, but I just was not playing well. I will say this, I've definitely not competed anything like this before. Having to basically go on 100% for that LCQ to qualify, and then do it all over again for a longer period of time the next day, was something I definitely did not prepare for. I was not ready for the fatigue or exhaustion that comes from this, because I can picture perfectly remember the clarity and cleanness of my plays from the LCQ, and those same things did not happen in day 1, and it wasn't because I was opening weird. I opened pretty good hands. It was definitely a nice learning experience, because I was not ready for this type of competition in that way. I knew the competition was going to be fierce, but I wasn't ready for the exhaustion to hit me. So, once again, lesson for the future.
I got mine. It was game 1. I Gimmick Puppet and then on Snake Eye Fiendsman. Gimmick Puppet, no interruptions. Game 2 was 40 minutes of anti-spell skill drain that I eventually won through Sanctifier beatdown.
That's insane. I'm glad Rudy's doing well. What's your score now?
Huh?
What's your score?
3-1-1.
Nice. He's actually on track to topping, which would be really cool. So after game 5, I believe I was 1-3-1, so definitely not exactly topping records. However, I figured, why not play it out? I went there for the experience. I will keep being there for the experience, and play it out I did. I ended with a score of 5-3-1, so I actually won out the last 4 of my games, which was a big surprise to me. Sadly, if that draw was a win, there's a chance I could have gotten it, as you need 19 points to get day 2, and each win is 3 points, every draw is 1 point, and then you don't get any points for any of your losses. So I ended with a score of 16. If that draw was a win, it would have been 18, and then tiebreakers maybe could have saved me, so not for sure in day 2, but it would have been close enough that I could maybe finagle my way in there, but it was not meant to be. All right, we are back at the hotel. So funnily enough, even though Rudy started off way better than I did, we both ended X3-1, specifically 5-3-1. Really close, because if we had won our draws, then there's a good chance where especially his tiebreakers probably would have been good enough to top. I don't know about mine, because my losses were relatively early. But yeah, all in all, 5-3-1 for first regional, getting 16 points, and you need 19 to qualify for day 2. I don't know about you, but for my first year, that feels pretty good. I think I'm okay with that. I was going to turn the camera to you, but he's like There's a wing in his hand and it is going down his throat. I'll say that. Anyway, I think this was fun. I think in total the experience has taught me that there's a lot more to the game that I need to learn. I think the thing with card games specifically is you can kind of get caught up in the idea of like, oh, well, I drew this hand, you drew that hand, there's only one way this can go, right? And I think this has taught me that it's simply not true. There are tiny things that when you do them wrong and you have a good opponent, they're going to punish you for it, and it makes your hand look sometimes worse or better for it. And playing through it, expecting those things to happen is what makes people good. You know, it's almost like chess. You predict what happens like 2 turns in advance, right? And yeah, that proved today because, you know, a lot of my plays were just kind of hindsight things of realizing, oh, there was a better way to do this than I thought there was, right? And it's not even like an unrealistic thing. It was like, oh, I genuinely could have just done a better thing here, you know? I just didn't see it. Regardless, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed my time. We still have one more day. No day 2, so we're probably going to do side events until we can't. I do want to watch some of the main event because they're going to put out seats and like I think the top tables are all going to get streamed for the most part. So I think that'll be pretty cool to watch, just in person, right? Maybe we'll see ourselves in the stream, right? Otherwise, 5-3-1's not bad. Hopefully next year we can actually, you know, get in the top tables because there was like a little valet section for like I think top 24. Like Pac was there, Bessie Botten was there. It was a lot of cool people. Ryan Yu was there. Hopefully we can get them there. I saw a lot of Yugioh celebrities, but I'm still an awkward fuck, so I couldn't go up and talk to any of them. But if we top next year, they'll have no choice but to be in these fucking vlogs to like no viewers. But you know what? They're gonna be in it. All in all, not a bad day for the AZ boys. Now, as for AZ in general, I don't think anyone from AZ actually topped the NAWCQ, so we'll get them next time. I didn't record much of day 3, or I guess technically day 2, because it was just side events, and I figure I was just going to play it out. I played Structured Egg, expecting Crimson King and Fire King, only to be greeted with Crystal Beast, which I was not familiar with at all, which was the case for everyone. I think it was the first time I read those little pamphlets that they gave you as part of the Structured Egg, so that was pretty fun. I then got to experience Time Thief from Rivalry of Warlords. It's a very fun archetype. Bricks like hell, but very fun. Overall, I just had a lot of fun. It reminded me why I love card games and just kind of these social aspect games in general. It was the same thing I admired from EVO when I went there, which is basically the fighting game version of this, except a lot bigger. And I just was overwhelmed with that feeling of community. And I think that's what makes these games so fun and so amazing. To come under the same roof, in the same room with so many people that just have this same love and passion for these games as you is truly an incredible feeling. To be next to people at those seats in finals and just discuss with everyone around you what they could possibly have in hand, what you think the correct play is, whether you think they made a misplay or not, or just being in the venue at all and being in these side events, even playing with people that aren't necessarily part of the competitive community but are just there because it's fun to play Yu-Gi-Oh! It reminds me why I love these games so much. It reminds me how much I appreciate that it forces me to go out every week and interact with other human beings, right? I love that in order to play this game, we have to be with other people. And to that end, I love that our pro players, while obviously we put them on a pedestal because they're damn good at this game, they're still walking through the venue. They're still paying the $5 for the water like we are. There's still people like us, and it's a really cool reminder of that. Another thing I thought from EVO was really cool. I'm just happy I got to go. There's a lot of money to go there, but considering I've been saving up and being 18, there's not really much that requires my monetary attention, so I was freed up to be able to go, and I'm very glad that I did. It was a ton of fun, and while the Fiendsmith stuff, gameplay-wise, was questionable, and I'm hoping that the ban list can make this format just a teensy bit more playable for the average player, I still had a lot of fun. I also didn't buy any of the Fiendsmith cards, I just borrowed them. Shout out to Toby from AD. Lifesaver. If there's one thing I can end this thing off with, it's this. No matter what your hobby is, whether it be Yu-Gi-Oh! Because you're watching this, or anything else, if you're into art, music, theater, whatever, go out and experience it to the fullest point that you can. I am truly a believer that our hobbies do indeed define us. What we choose to do with our free time is fundamentally a section of us that we show to everyone else. It is, in a way, who we are. To that end, I think that experiencing these things to the deepest that you can, whether it be going to a musical performance that you know will only happen once ever, or one of these events with a really big backbone in the community, I just think it's a beautiful thing to be able to experience your hobby with several other people and express that love for the thing that you do so much. All in all, Nats was tons of fun, and I'm excited to go next year. I'm just hoping that maybe come time for next year, the format will be in such a way that I won't be breaking my wallet to play.